The moon is now fully illuminated by the sun, making us more aware of our own emotions and feelings. When we have a full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite each other from where we see it here on Earth. That means the sun is in Sagittarius and the moon is in Gemini. It is a time to make the feelings flow and take care of our own needs. The moon represents the more personal, private, and softer sides to ourselves. And a full moon is a good time to honor that. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, where we are having this full moon. So I thought, what about taking a playful walk with Mercury and get some fun ideas for this full moon? And afterwards we can dive a little bit deeper into it. If Mercury comes from Aries in your chart, perhaps you could do something courageous for this full moon. What about putting on a headlamp and walk around in the dark forests where you live? If your Mercury comes from Taurus, perhaps you need to indulge your senses at this full moon. How about a hot bath with etheric oils and some romantic music playing in the background? If your Mercury comes from Gemini, this is definitely your full moon. How about doing some tarot together with friends? If your Mercury comes from Cancer, it is even more important to honor your own moon. How about doing some journaling? If your Mercury comes from Leo, you might want to express yourself creatively at this full moon, perhaps by doing some watercolor painting. If your Mercury comes from Virgo, this full moon could be the perfect time to arrange your pictures, making a catalog and adding in some new labels for good memories. If your Mercury comes from Libra, perhaps a full moon walk to the library to find some new books could be an idea for you. If your Mercury comes from Scorpio, you could rent a psychological thriller and take notes to see if you can find the killer before the detective. If your Mercury comes from Sagittarius, you could take out all those maps and travel books and start planning for your next big adventure. If your Mercury comes from Capricorn, you can check all those tasks from your notebook and go see your favorite stand-up comedian. Preferably someone known for their dry and sarcastic humor. If your Mercury comes from Aquarius, why don't you try something different? Like visiting a restaurant where they serve bread on stones, soup in porcelain cups, and snacks on toys. If your Mercury comes from Pisces, You might want to make a deeper connection with nature during this full moon. Meditating in the old forest. The moon holds our emotional memories. It is more common to have the sun and the moon in different zodiac signs than it is to have them together. And sometimes we have the sun and the moon in signs that are so different that it can be difficult to sort it out. You can feel like a thorn inside, like it's complicated. You're not sure what you want and what you need because you're so conflicted inside. But remember, there is no bad placement for any moon or any sun or any combinations of those. It's true, some combinations are more challenging to work out, but they can be even more rewarding when you get a hang of it. Wherever the moon is in your chart, it is exactly where it's meant to be. All placements have gifts and strengths. There is no such thing as a bad or wrong placement. A person born with a Gemini moon might feel restless and curious about all sorts of different things. It can be hard to stick to one project, and finishing is not as fun as starting. This endless curiosity is one of the greatest strengths of Gemini. A Gemini moon needs dialogue with other people. They are often known to be chatty and great with small talk, but they can do well with reading and writing, playing games, and they can be great listeners too. A Gemini moon needs to talk about their feelings, to work through them and understand them. Gemini is an air sign that's very comfortable in its own head. But be aware of overanalyzing feelings. Just try and feel into them. Let's have a look at the celestial geometry for this full moon. We have the full moon in Gemini at 13 degrees. Gemini is an air sign that's ruled by Mercury. We find it at 22 degrees in Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, and we notice something interesting here. Mercury is in a grand water trine with Jupiter in Cancer and both Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. A full moon is about heightened feelings, and this gives us a perfect opportunity to tap into emotional memories for cleansing, healing, and generally just feeling the flow of life. We have one more interesting geometry at play here. With the full moon in Gemini, we have the sun in Sagittarius, and they are squaring the nodes. We see the north node in Pisces and the south node in Virgo. The nodes are where we look for destiny and karma. Some even use them to look into previous lives or generational heritage. Whatever you choose to believe in, this is a point in time where you have the invitation to engage with your own destiny and karma. The signs we have in this configuration are all mutual, and that means they are adaptable and flexible. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, I want to thank you so much for watching. I love to make these little films while I study and learn myself, and I would love to hear from you as well. Is there a subject that interests you especially? Feel free to get in touch, and you can drop a comment on the video, and I would always appreciate likes and followers. Thank you again so much, and I wish you the best full moon ever!